This is the number 3 light movie, and I'm also going to do the windshield on this movie, so I'm going to kind of get quick here, get right on it. I've already blocked in the 3 layers that I will show you where my not only the layers are, but where the paths are. Let me first show you the actual light that's up here, and I drew every case. I go 1, 2, 3 outer to inner, so I went 1 on the outside if you're looking, 2 on the inside, 3 on the inside, and then I have a mixture of little versions of the top horizon, the bottom, that's a smaller top horizon, the bottom horizon where I'm going to do the light shine in there. Then I have a division, if you can see if I turn this off. Do you see how there's a little bit of a division in here? The glass actually has an etching in it that's where the molded line is, and I'm going to show you by just giving that a little flavor a little bit later. It also has the verticals. Okay, so what I want to do is to turn this off and show you what I've already painted. So let me turn this off. I'm sorry, I turned the wrong thing off. I put a little smaller fog light on the bottom so we can of course see everything. Look at here. If I bring up the path, there is the outer path, and look at what I'm looking at. If I'm only going to look at this outer value of tone here, I actually have blocked it in right here. And let me turn off everything that has to do with this light. There is the small light number 1. There's the path for small light number 1. Here is the layer for small light number 2. Here is the path for small light number 2. Okay? Here is the layer for small light number 3. Here's the path for small light number 3. And then I just did some freehanding inside of it. How did I know where stuff was? I just turned this on and I could see where stuff was. Now what I'm looking at is everything that is behind the white area. Since the white area is going to be the last thing I put in, I just needed to have the stuff, behind the white area. So what I was going to start right now was turn this off and click up to the small light here on the top, okay? And that's exactly where I was going to be painting on the small white area right here, the one that I have small light bottom. I'm sorry, that's what I meant. Small light bottom. I'm going to go find the path that is the bottom path, and it's right there. It says small light bottom. So let me command click it, option command D, 2 pixels on the feather. Let me hit my brush tool, B key, and hit command H, and now let's go grab this medium blue tone and let's just flood the medium blue tone in here, okay? Not really caring how much it's going in, and then what I'm going to do is take some more of the blue tone that's like right there, take a smaller brush and just kind of vignette that smaller tone or that bluer tone all around the edges and kind of where I see it down there. It's not even, you don't even need to be perfectly perfect with it. Now that I've got this in here, I'm going to hit it harder white on the top, but with a 1 pixeled feather. So let me command click this, option command D, 1 pixeled feather. I should put this on another layer, but I feel like I'm doing pretty well here. I really should if I was going to be good, but I only need to just touch it. I'm going to hit command H again and toggle it down 1 little movement. That's important because I want there to be not such a crisp line, but a pretty crisp edge just the same, but not right up where it was before. And let me grab this white right here, hit the brush a little bit bigger, and just hit the top right here. Let's just hit this top nice and bright. There we go. Now we have a real good looking highlighted area, not the bright highlights that are over here. I'll get those later, okay? If I did have, I don't even remember if I had actually some of the smaller shapes cut out. I don't think so. I think I had those, and that. Okay, I didn't, so I'll just freehand it. I'm on the small light layer. Let me go back to the small light bottom right here, turning off this small division thing, and option command D, 1 pixeled feather, and let me put a couple of those bright spots in there. I don't even know where they are, so I'll turn the car on like this. I'll go down like this with a brush this small, and I'll hit it real hard white over here. Now if I want that white to be right there, I'll have to put it in later, or now, it doesn't matter. I'll just activate the selection. Command click the selection, which was number 2, and let me do number 3. And let me toggle it over now. There we go. Now if I just hit the bottom little part of the selection right here, I'll be at the right spot. So let me turn this off. Just take this, Command H it, and just hit the bottom of this. Whoops. Option Command D, 1 pixeled feather. I should always be doing that because I don't want to see the edges of that right there at all. Okay, there's my little light burst. Now, all we need is the vertical lines to make this thing work well. I've already got my vertical layer in there, and let's Command click the vertical lines. Again, if I can find them, Command click them. I should subtract them from being here, so let me take and show you the number 3 layer, and let's intersect, those. So now I've intersected them, so I'm only hitting them between where the number 3 inside shape was. Option Command D, 1 pixeled feather, Command H to hide it, bigger brush, and now let's paint the dark values where the dark values go. Let's hit a little bit softer in here, and let's get some dark value going on this side. Let's go like this. Let me put the brush up to about 8. And now let me hit a little bit harder in here, a little bit harder in here. Okay, that's working real good. Let's go over here. What I should do is come back with a little bit of white. But if you recall, I just had to toggle over from the last time. If I hit Command H and hit this over twice with the cursor keys, 1, 2, I'll be in the right spot if I go Command H to take the bright white and hit the bright white between those, so that I at least get a good feel of that bright white between there. A little bit up in here, the bright white. Now let me toggle it back over. A little bit up in here, just a little bit as it goes up into that area. Beautiful. Right there. A little bit up in here as it goes up into there. Okay, 1, 2 back. And now I need to take the dark and finish off the whole thing. So let me go up like this. It's too big. That's about right, and hit the dark right there. That's real pretty. Hit the dark right there, and I'm just about done. You can see now if I just hit Command H, move them up just a little bit, right up here, right up there. Hit Command H so you can't see them. Make the brush go down real small like this, and now hold the Shift key and work my way across. You see how I can make those happen. Let's get a little bit blacker with that. Right. Where'd my cursor go? Right up there. Okay, there's a little bit down there, and let's go on the bottom and do the same thing. So let me hit Command H, toggle them down on the bottom, and take a dark blue right on the bottom, up a little higher. In fact, I want to see exactly where the bottom of that is. Oh, I'm right on the money. I just want to hit right down here across them. So let me turn this off, Command H this, take a real dark blue like this, and let's just take this and hit the dark blue on the bottom like this. Come up like that and hit the dark blue right there, and that's pretty much the fog lamp as it needs to be. Okay, I could probably hit a little bit of harder edges on certain things. In other words, I think I will hit a little harder edge down this side. If I take the number 2 or 3 selection, yes, if I take number 2 right here and I toggle it over just like this, and I toggle it down just like that, then I subtract out number 3 like this. I now am painting in between the 2 lines. So Option Command D, 1 pixeled feather, Command H to hide it. Make sure I've got a real nice dark blue in here. Let's put one more layer higher than this. And now let me just hit the dark on the edge. Look at how crisp that's making that. The dark line up here. Let's get a little bit blacker with it, and come up like this, good, and a little bit more like this. And you can see how that's actually looking pretty darn good, and I could actually finish that off quite nicely. Let me hit Command S to save the file and tell you that the next one, I'm going to split the windshield to the next one. This one won't take very long to render, so I can do that. And there's my front area, and I think it looks pretty accurate. Not perfect, but pretty accurate as I looking at it, and you're going to leave me. I see that I didn't get dark enough with these right in here. So all I need to do is go small verticals, Option Command D, 1 pixeled feather, Command H to hide it. Make sure I'm clicked up on that last final detail layer. I'll even name it for you before I go off camera. And let me go like this and hit this a little harder. And now let's bring this down a little bit so that I can hit these a little harder and bring off their refractions. And see, this is what dictates what goes in here. I know I've said it a bunch of times, but it's true. It really is true. If I wanted a little bit of final detail, see how there's a bright line across the top of this, which kind of interacts or goes on top of even the grid lines? On layer 17, I think I'll do it on layer 17. If I go Command click on the number 3 one, and I shift it down just a little bit and over, and I go take my Option Command D, 1 pixeled feather, Command H, and go get a bright white. So Option click with the brush tool. Now let's get a real tiny brush in here. Actually not bright white, more like a medium bright white blue thing. A little bit brighter than that, right there. Now watch if I just take and just add this going across the top. There, that is really what it did need. And let me put a little bit of a burst on this side right there. A little bit more to interact with them. Then a little bit more of a burst on this side. And I'm going to kind of have a prettier light as it gives me a little reaction there. And then look how nice that is. Am I a little bit too bright? Maybe. Am I too picky? Probably. Let me kill a little bit of what I've done. Let me come in here with this tone just to kill the tone just a little bit. There, real pretty. Now let's go back on it. Hit Command H to show you what I was working on. Command D to deselect the selection. And next thing that you'll see is the windshield, and that'll be windshield number 1.